It was out in Las Vegas, and then the marquee game this week was FAMU and Jackson State. So I think they showed themselves well, and it goes to show. And this has been my contention and Scotty's contention the entire time. There is a place for celebrity coaches in this HBCU game, football. There's a place for them. It may not fit every school. It may not fit every situation. But there's certainly a market for HBCU, for celebrity coaches at HBCUs. Because let me ask you this. If Dawson Odoms and the guy who coached Delaware State before this hosted a game in Philly, how many do you get?
No, well first of all, the game wouldn't be moved to Philly. But that's what you get. But let's be clear. So here's the thing. You can't minimize who Michael Vick is, right? Michael Vick is one of those seminal talents that kids grew up watching, okay? That's Michael Vick. That's the same thing with Deion Sanders. Then you look at Deshaun Jackson, who is a fairly well-known football player himself, played with Michael Vick. Philly is one of those teams that has a national following that people know. So that was very easy for those guys to use their personalities and for them to bring a great game on a Thursday night, let's be clear. Because guess what? That game had been on Saturday, probably would have bust 50.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. So when you look at that, those names, so yeah, that's what you get now. Here's the thing, though. There's two parts of this, and we'll see, because, again, 1 year does not make a coach. But in the end, you got to win. Michael Vick is not winning. So it's good. Now, they made money on their home guy, because I love what Norfolk did. They put fences around. They said, you walk across this fence, you're going to give us $50. I'm with that. I love how they did that. They capitalized on his name, right? You want to come hang out, you're going to pay us $50 to hang out. 47,000 people, tickets sold for that. But with that being said, Michael Vick's got to win games. Because I tell you one thing, he's what? How many games has he won? What role? What's their record? Rocky, roll that down. 1.
1-8.
1-8. Have they played Morgan State yet?
No.
Okay. So that might be their win if they can. He can't go 2-10 back to back. That's a failed experiment.
Well, this is what I'll say. You hired a guy with not very much coaching experience to speak of, and he hired a bunch of coaches that were young coaches. You know what I mean? I think you got to give him time to grow, grow into that position. And even if they go 1-11, in my opinion, even if they go 1-11, that still gives him an opportunity to this season is successful for the University of Norfolk. I'll say that. Not for the football team. Not for the football team.
They win it. I mean, and the name recognition
for Norfolk University, this year has been a success, even at 1-10.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is they're going to have a bunch of kids that's going to apply to the university, which is great. They're going to be able to sell their season tickets out. Like you said, he's going to make a lot of change to his coaching staff. He's going to probably be able to recruit. So I'm not, and I want to be clear, I'm not just, everybody's first year is a wash. So, because I don't expect you to, if you do something great, so be it. But with that being said, his second year is going to be measured. That's going to be a fact. Because I'm pretty sure he's got a 3-year contract.
I think it was 4, to be honest with you.
Okay, game 4. Okay, well, there you go. But even with that being said, so we'll see what it is.
All right, now this game right here, I thought it was a blowout because I was checking scores, monitoring scores, and I didn't. And this game was on ESPN last night, so I got to see the end of it. And this was on Bad Beats. If anybody knows the segment that I forget the guy's name, but anyway, he does Bad Beats. And
Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah, Scott Van Pelt. This was on Bad Beats because this was essentially a blowout. A 33-10 game, and this game was an 11.5 point spread, and Norfolk State was able to cut it to 6 with seconds left to go in the game. So it had it on Bad Beat. this went the way we thought it would, Mr. Campbell. I mean, this, other than them scoring 20 points in the fourth quarter, this went the way we thought it would. Morgan State, I don't think they've beat a Division I team. Have they beat a Division I team? Let me see. Have they? Central's not Division I. Miles is not Division I, and Lynchburg's not Division I. So Morgan hadn't beat a Division I team all year. Right. So this pretty much went the way we thought it would. Anything you got out of this other than
No, like I say, once again, Chennisberry is Chennisberry. And again, I think I gotta look. I don't know when that Central South Carolina State game. I don't think it's this weekend, is it? I don't think it's this weekend. I think it's next weekend. Mm-hmm. And then you will really see, what comes out of. But like I say, Chennisberry is a great coach. And Morgan, man, listen, like I said, they're getting a lot of money from all these folks, but they need to do something about that football team.
Let me ask you. Okay, we'll cover this game right here. This game went how we thought it would be. I always like to check on my favorite MEAC player, Walker Harris, see how he performed. And once again, he had a big day. He's putting up numbers, Coach. Hey, I have to give in. Walker Harris is lighting it up in the MEAC.
And that's, again, we're projecting, but this is the type of team coming from the MEAC that has a quarterback. That's where you kind of fear, because they got a guy that was a 5th, 6th-year senior that's been there forever, knows the offense, has a running attack, has a great coach. That's the type of team that you kind of get nervous about if you're going against a quarterback that does not have as many starts compared to when we're talking about Jack State. We're talking about a Prairie View potentially going to the Celebration Bowl.
Hey, and is this defensive effort that North Carolina Central made? Is it did they step it up a notch defensively? Because they had a tough day stopping the run against Delaware, but it looked like they may have emphasized stopping the run against Howard, because Howard had I don't know if I've ever seen this, Mr. Campbell. Have you ever seen this before, where a team has 32 rushes and 25 yards? 32 rushes for 25 yards.
Hey, man, listen. Let me tell you, what the fam you have? Hell, we went too far for that, so
we'll see what we get through. Hey, we'll go ahead and go to the next week of games for these guys, because they have some interesting matchups. I don't think we have to worry about this one. I think Delaware State. Now, again, I'll say this, because Delaware State is a team that has had recent success. Could it be a situation where Morgan jumps up and bites him in this situation?
Well, I want to talk about how white folks quick to get money off of black people's backs. You see how they move this game. I think it's on a Friday night on ESPNU now. Mighty amazing, mighty white of them, that they always see our value and they move this game. Make money.
The numbers were good last weekend.
Yeah, clearly. And so the white man says what white men do, that's what happens. With that being said, I think, again, Morgan's not going to. I think Delaware State, because, again, when you can run the ball, you've seen it with Jackson State, you've seen it with Alabama State, you've seen it with Delaware State. That puts you in a championship scenario. I think that's not going to stop that. I think Morgan is just playing the string out. I think Delaware State goes big on these guys.
All right. And this is Howard and South Carolina State. I got South Carolina State in this one. I think I'm not sure what the spread is going to be, but I'll say it's at least double digits.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think, once again, Howard is not a good football team, and they've kind of shown that, they got the FAMU win, and that's on their notch. That wasn't worth anything, honestly. So South Carolina State, like I say, South Carolina State is not going to lose games that they're supposed to win. That Chennisberry is that type of coach. Chennisberry knows he's going to beat these guys. He's got 2 games he's got to win. That's against North Carolina Central, and Delaware State puts it right back in the Celebration Bowl.
Hey, this is an interesting game I see. It kicks off at 1 o'clock Central Time, 12 o'clock noon. But let me ask you this. The question in here is this. Will Trey Oliver be able to get a win against a celebrity coach this year?
Yes, because let me tell you something about Trey Oliver. you know, it's kind of funny. I'm gonna use and shout out to Josh, but there was a lot of arrogance. We watch film. We gonna give people an hour to talk, and they got the ass handed to them by Delaware State. That's not gonna happen in this game because Trey Oliver understands also too. He loses game, he's out of the MEAC race. So I think they're gonna really focus on this game, really take this game serious. They got embarrassed at homecoming. The fan base got embarrassed. They were doing all that big talking and all that stuff. And then Scotty made a mockery of them. So trust me, these people watch this stuff. And Trey Oliver is a gangster. He is not, because that's one thing. Trey Oliver's not going to have this, well, I lost to Chennisberry, I lost to Deshaun Jackson, I lost to Michael Vick. There's no way. Do
you think there'll be a situation where Deshaun Jackson will be inclined to share trade secrets with his good friend Michael Vick?
He can say, let me tell you, unless he's sending Gillis down there, it don't matter. Because you got to send the players to execute the plays. Now, Otto's going to, and that's the thing about it. Can Otto throw the ball? You know what? Yes, he can. But once we've saw from Norfolk all year long that they have not been able to execute on defense and make stops, and they have made timely, costly penalties on offense consistently to stall drives out.
But you saying in this game, Norfolk will come in focused and ready to play. Not Norfolk.
No,
Central will come in focused and ready to play. And do you think this will be a double-digit victory?
There's no doubt in my mind. I think they're gonna really try to go double digits on these boys.
Okay, I'm with you. Let's check out the SWAC last week, man. I think the SWAC was.
Woo, SWAC was swacking last week, boy.
And we had a lot of interesting events, man. A lot of interesting events. This, to me, these two games were 1A and 1B SWAC games of the year. I'm going to look at the Alabama State game first because this is the one that I did get a chance. I made sure while the mimosas was flowing, while the chicken and waffles was being brought out, I was out here at Alexa watching this game right there on Las Vegas Strip, watching this game at noon, around noon, West Coast time. So, but what I saw in this game was I was shocked that Prairie View got out to such a commanding lead. I was shocked. I didn't predict that. I actually took Alabama State in this game, and I got them at 6.5, and my money went to, I donated money to one of those casinos out there because I thought they would at least win this game by at least 10, to be honest with you. But a well-coached Prairie View team came in, executing, ready to play. They got a turnover from AB early, and they were able to cash it in. But for whatever reason, in the second half, they weren't able to duplicate the offensive performance in the second half. And ultimately, I think that's what got the best of them. Even when Andrew Body went out, didn't play the second half, Alabama State was able to generate more offense than they were able to. And again, you probably can say also with sincerity, this game was lost rather than won because Cam Peters threw 4 interceptions. I think that was probably the most critical factor in this game. What about you, Mr. Campbell?
Well, there it is. You look at Prairie View going for 248 yards rushing, 2 running backs running for 100 yards. Well, Cameron Peters gives you the other 100 yards. Cameron Peters almost throws for 200 yards. But the thing about it is, you're not going to win any game when you give 4 turnovers, 4 interceptions. Prairie View had the game plan to win this game. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. And I think this is one thing we all knew, and I told everybody this. Remember, Alabama State only had 1 defensive starter coming back. This is not the strength of their team. The strength of their team is Andrew Body and the offensive line, which is the first time. The quarterback and offensive line is not the defensive line and the linebackers. Prairie View came out running hard, well-executed plays, had Alabama State on their heels, had Andrew Body kind of like, okay, let me get into the game. And you got to understand something. Got it all the way down. Mind you, Andrew went out with an injury, but had a chance to tie the game at the end, even with 4 turnovers. So this is one of those games that I know that Coach Jackson will use to his team and say, this is the difference between being a championship team and a team not being a championship team. So he's going to show this film. He's going to work with his quarterback, minimize. And there were some things that I think play calling wise, he'll look at it and say, maybe we should have did this in certain scenarios. I'm pretty sure when he looks back at that, they'll probably be. But this is a great thing about it. When you got a great coach like Tremaine Jackson, these are games that you can learn from, not be hurt by.
Absolutely. I was impressed with Prairie View. They much farther along in their program than I gave them credit for. And looking forward to the SWAC championship, if they're fortunate enough to play in it, I believe it's going to be much more of a game than people may think. The issue I see is, and let me go back to the box score, they're going to have to somehow be able to corral this 213 yards that Alabama State gave up, because this could be 500 for Jackson State. You know what I mean? As much as if they commit the ball to run the ball like they did against FAMU. We talked about this game a little bit, Mr. Campbell, the FAMU-Jackson game. Anything you want to add to the comments you already made? It kind of went the way I thought it would.
Yeah.
I think that FAMU would have to not FAMU, but Jackson State would have to give this game away in order for it to be competitive. And they did everything but that. They looked like, when I looked at the box score, and then I saw them, they ran 56 times for 392 yards and 4 touchdowns. That sums up the game. I didn't even pay attention to the 5 of 10 for 105 and a touchdown, because when you run the ball like that, do you need to do anything else?
No. It looked like one of those old Nebraska-Oklahoma games when they would score 40, 50, 60, and they run for 400, 500 yards. It really looked like that. And the thing about it is, when you come in fairly confident like TC did, and again, I talked to Ashley Robinson. I talked to Ashley Robinson at the game, and some of the jokes are just, and I want to clear something up, because I've seen a lot of people on social media. Oh, fam, you had those guys putting their stuff on in the hallway. Listen, that is not what we try to do. We have issues at our field house. So everybody's had to do that this past year. That is not something that we definitely respect anybody coming down there. So, everybody talking about we did that on purpose. We did not do that on purpose. That is not how it is. Like I say, again, this goes back. Elections have consequences. We need to raise money to get a new field house. There's issues in our field house, and unfortunately, guys have to change down at the basketball arena. So that's what that's about. So I want to clear that up, because I heard too much stupidity of people that weren't even down there talking about what happened. So now, with that being said, Ashley Robinson did make a joke about it, saying, "Can we go beat y'all ass because y'all had us dressed down there?" So that was funny. Shout out to my homeboy Ashley Robinson, because, like I say, shout out for him. And I said it, bringing the boom down there. And Jack State fans being class act. But man, listen, man, it was what it was, man. Like I say, I don't think anybody was shocked that was an honest broker about this game, or what potentially was going to happen. We saw it 2 times before. We played Alabama State, got blown out. We played North Carolina Central, got blown out. Jack State's the best out of those 3 teams. Again, all these coaches got ego. TC was not going to get out of there without 40 points. You know what I'm saying? There was no way he wasn't going to get out there. The disappointing thing is that, and I said this last night, Jackson State didn't do anything complicated because they didn't have to. They ran their plays to perfection. And when you're able to get a 3rd and 16 and get 17 yards, and the bounty, that they're not going to throw the ball, to your point, because they don't need Lockhart to throw the ball, and they just hand the ball off to Miller, he goes for 17 yards. Or at the second quarter where it's 3-3, and they're kind of just saying, we're content going into halftime, and Ahmad Miller rips off a 64-yarder off of just their standard run play. This is standard Jack State play that they run. It's not nothing special. The special play they ran was with Rembert with the reverse, that was a great play. Now, that was a great play. But this was Jack State just being Jackson State, and that's a compliment. When you can do what you do and say, stop us, and we can't stop you, hey, man, that's what every coach wants to do. So for me, man, to sit back on the Jack State side, they've got everything in front of them. They've got a couple of big games that they got to win. The Alcorn game is going to be Alcorn. Bethune-Cookman is coming up there. they're bringing their band. I find that very interesting because they said, hey, we want to have everybody up there to try to help us, all hands on deck. But one of the things with FAMU, this is something that, again, Coach Coles is going to have to figure out, because here's what's funny about this, Rocky. They play UAPB, right? And I'm just playing the scenario out. That's not a good team. FAMU would be favored to win that game. We got to play Valley. Valley's not a good team. FAMU will be playing that. Alabama A&M is trending down. FAMU will probably be favored in that. The only game they probably won't be favored. But so Cozy could mess around and win 3 of the 4 games, and then what is he going to say? Well, we're trending in the right direction. That's going to be unacceptable.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mr. Campbell. I just got a premonition, Mr. Campbell. I don't know why I got this. What do you think Terenzo Quinn could do with the athletes from Florida? What kind of defense do you think he could put together with those athletes?
It would be the number 1 defense like it was with Smitty Rock. You got to understand. So we had the number 1, 2 defense in the SWAC, and in FCS we were top 5. You got to understand that we're producing the Isaiah Majors, the Marquise Bells, the Isaiah Lands, the Anthony Dunns. You know what I mean? The Kendall Bowlers.
So let me ask you this. I know FAMU is a funny place. Would Terenzo Quinn be welcome on the highest of 7 hills?
Well, I'm going to say this. Coach James Cole is still the coach of FAMU.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave it at that. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I don't – whatever happens, then we'll talk about it. I will say this, and this is what my answer will be. Anybody that is a competent coach would be welcome at FAMU, because FAMU always wants to have people that want to be championship coach. So Terenzo Quinn was just anybody. He's a great guy to be a coach anywhere. So would he be welcome anywhere? Because he has that mentality and everything. Same thing with Tremaine Jackson. Tremaine Jackson applied for the FAMU job. He applied. You got Quentin Gray that's doing an excellent job offensively. So you got guys out there that are going to be great coaches with, because this game, we know Southern's going to be open, right? No, they're going to be open. Maybe another school might be. Again, not saying any names, because I want to respect, because we have coaches watching this show. They have a chance to change their dynamic and their trajectory. But Southern, I can say that.
Hey, I'm going to let you know this here, Chris. I'm not going to shut up. And if FAMU come with the bag to Terenzo Quinn, I believe your coach is gone. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I just think a defensive guy like Terenzo Quinn would love to get his hands on those Florida fast athletes, and it could be something special. Hey, but caller from Jackson.
Yeah, Lee, Chris.
23-29. What'd you say?
No, I'm just Chris. Boy, hey man, y'all get a little, hey man, y'all gotta relax in the chat, bro. Come on now.
Hey, caller, with the last score 23-29, you're live on HBCU Coaches Corner. I don't know what. Hey, maybe he fell asleep. I don't know. I'll move on. Yeah. So anyway, I kick him out and he had to call back. But yeah, that's it. I'm just telling you. Just as you were speaking, I got that premonition. I got that could be something special if Terenzo Quinn could form a defense.
Hey, Rocky, hold on. Listen, we are not leaving tonight before you address the prime minister about what's happening to your boy up there. So, hey, thank you, Sonic Book. Thank you very much, because we ain't going to let this dude off the hook about his boy and what's going on. Yeah. So, yeah, you keep going before we end. We're going to have our Colorado time before the end of the night. Thank you. Thank you, Sonic Boom.
Hey, caller, with the last 4, 23-29, you're live on HBCU Coaches Corner.
Hey, yo, Rock.
What up,
Can you
brother?
hear me?
Yeah, man, I got you, brother.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, you a messy brother. Now, I've been waiting 30 doggone minutes to get this goddamn call on, and you going to say, hey, Rock, you gave me 5 seconds. Click. Appreciate you, brother. I love you, man.
No doubt. Man.
Hey, Bishop Campbell, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm here, and I appreciate you calling, man. I just appreciate all y'all watching, man. So I know you about to bring some heat to us.
Hey, you say you from North Jackson, 601. It's all good. Hey, I'll say this right here, though, because I've been waiting so long with Michael Vick, right? We already know he's a cultural phenomenon, right? And this, that, the other. But I never will. I can't shake what Michael Vick said, that he never was a student of the game, period. And I see his disposition on the field, even though his talents and this, that, and the other, and I see it on the field, and just, I don't see it, number one. I think that it's a good thing for Norfolk State. Shout out to all script. Even from his presentation, when they brought him on the press conference this time, December of 2024. You know what I mean? And we see Deshaun Jackson and the fruits of Deshaun Jackson's labor, and we see that. And I see a lot of parallels between, even Allen Iverson even said it himself. Practice. What is practice? When I see Michael Vick, I see Allen Iverson. When it comes to it, I wouldn't think of Allen Iverson being a D1. Shout out to John Thompson. Rest in peace, John Thompson. D1 high-level coach. Allen Iverson and Mike Vick got a lot of things in common, in my opinion. But I said it to say this, though, because shout out to Rocky Miller. I waited 30 minutes just to say this right there. That's on him right there. But I say this right here, though, brother. Well, Valley, BCU, and Alcorn, if Jackson State take care of business, we hosting the SWAC championship first weekend in December. That's right there. But here's my thing, though, Bishop Campbell.
Yes, sir.
And y'all talk about quarterback play, right? We talk about quarterback play.
Yep.
Imagine if Robert Kent was the quarterback of Jackson State with this ball club right here. And really what it boils down to is the lack of quality quarterbacks in the SWAC right now. Because even though my family members, I wouldn't be born in this world right now if it wasn't for my mama and daddy and my grandparents. Jackson State University, the Jackson State University alumni, right? And we talking about dominance. No, man, we just ain't playing nobody with quality quarterback. Hell, Southern, different other ball clubs. If they had a decent quarterback, shit, we might be having a different conversation right now. The defense is the defense. Talk to Alabama State.
Right.
So the thing about it is, I think with the SWAC, for us to go to another level right now, because what really make me scratch my head right now, we talking about Lane Kiffin, SEC. What Lane Kiffin got right now, y'all? Bishop Campbell. This is gonna hit you hard right here. They got a black quarterback.
They do.
And they in the top.
You know what that? Wait a minute. But do you know what that? Wait a minute. But you make it right. But do you know where that black quarterback came from?
He from the South.
And what? No, he came from Fair. Okay, he came from Fair. He's a D2 quarterback from Fair State that beat the Jackson State team.
He's a national championship Division II quarterback.
Think about that. That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Coach Jackson losing to him, you know, there's a lot of teams that done lost to him. There's a lot of coaches making millions that done lost to Chambliss. So it might have not been as bad.
I can't hear you, Ross who?
No, I said Coach Jackson lost to Chambliss, who was the quarterback at Ferris State. There's a lot of $1 million coaches that then got their ass whipped by Chambliss as well this year, is what I said. So he maybe yeah. So what I'm saying is maybe that loss wasn't as bad as we initially thought, because that guy was special, and we were able to see that when he was playing Coach Jackson.
For sure. Oh, for sure. No doubt. No doubt. By me saying that, it's not diminishing that young man's talent. What I'm saying is that we have to recognize in the SWAC, right, that we have to put more priority on our quarterbacks, our black men who are quarterbacks, and throwing the ball, spinning the ball. That's one aspect of it, right? But we juxtapose that, and we see Jackson State, right, run the damn ball like it's 2010 Alabama. You got Miller. Why are we not running the ball? And Rocky, you know what I'm talking about. Why are we in Tallahassee playing around?
Hey,
that's all I'm saying.
They ran the ball. They ran the ball 56 times for 392 yards. How much more do they need to run? They won.
Yeah, they started in the second half.
They won by 25.
They started in the second half.
They won by 25 points.
Now you nitpicking. We saw what we saw in the first half.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say. Okay, and I think this is not fair. Okay, so this is why, and again, we about to start a bunch. Okay, guys, listen. The football game was actually played. Lockhart only threw 10 passes, so that means that out of 66 plays, 90% of them were running plays. Okay, he only threw 10. Well, it was like Lockhart threw 25 passes. That game in the first quarter and a half was a defensive battle. Guys were playing well. They played their little hearts out. They got worn down. But let's give credit to both defenses. Both defenses, hey, Jackson State played like this, and FAMU had never played like this. I told Coach Cole that they hadn't played like that in 2 years. So that kind of helped. But in the second half, you saw 400 yards of rushing. You can't, it's not, I don't know what y'all want to do. This ain't Oklahoma Wishbone where, a man only threw 10 passes. He only threw 10. I mean,
hey, we got enough.
If you tell me every game that all he's going to do is throw 10 passes and they run 56 times run, what more do y'all want?
What they really want from a nigga.
Hey, caller, with the last 4, 9868. Boy, y'all people from Jackson, y'all on it tonight, man. Thank y'all for calling in and listening, man. Go ahead, caller. You're live on HBCU Coaches Corner with Rocky and Steve.
Oh shit, man! I thought I was on mute. I think the problem we got in the SWAC is really poor recruiting methods. People are doing a good job evaluating talent. They look at stars and not production. I'll take me a guy from Division II all day that has stats. That's why JUCO's so popular, because they got stats. Instead of going after all these quote unquote former 4 and 5 stars, get the guy to produce. The same way you find your coach. Get you a coach that produce. You don't go out there and sign this first year being a DC. You get somebody that's actually been a head coach before at a smaller level, like Tremaine Jackson. He's proven winner at Valdosta State. So if you're trying to get a new coach or a player, get somebody that has, what's it called? A resume, experience. Makes sense?
Oh, yeah, man. We appreciate you calling in, brother. Thank you again. All right, man. Hey, Jackson got internet service and phone service tonight, man. That's awesome. Let's look at these last 3. I guess we got 4 more. Alabama, A&M, and Grambling. Alabama A&M looked like they were going to make quick work of Grambling. However, not so fast, my friend. Grambling was able to pull it off in the 4th quarter once again. Did you watch this game, Steve? I wasn't able to.
A little bit of this game, but and I saw Grambling with the comeback, and I think there was a play that was but I think they explained it. I think Sam Shea talked about it. There was a muff punt, and the guy muffed it, but it didn't hit the ground. And Alabama A&M, I believe, hit the guy, which caused him then to fumble the ball. They threw a flag. They weren't able to recover. That was just, bad string of luck for those guys. But, man, again, shout out to Grambling. What they're on their 3rd string quarterback. And Mickey Joseph talked about it. The kid only knew 40% of the playbook. And so you very limited what they got to do. Got to shout out to Grambling's defense that played well, held Alabama A&M to 10 points. Again, and like I say, man, and one thing about it, that hole is going to be whole. And that Grambling pride looks like Mickey Joseph kind of got that Grambling pride kind of. See, but that's what I'm talking about, the difference between Grambling, a team that has pride, kind of what's happening with FAMU, but you don't see the same thing. Where, you know what, we only got to play what we got to play with.
What's going on in the SWAC? Alabama's A&M rushed for 29 times for 52 yards, and Grambling rushed 44 times for 51 yards. Were they just kneeling the ball back and forth?
Hey, man, listen, I didn't watch the game all the way, but listen again. If you can't throw the ball and you make it a priority to stop the run, this is what happens.
Hey, man, we got a caller, 6660. I think I know who this is. You're live on HBCU Coaches Corner.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good.
So, Mr. Campbell, I want to ask you a question, and then I'll come back to Rocky, because I think you can be a little biased. Kind of
Okay,
like
who is this? What's your name, brother? What's your name?
This is BS3 TV. I've spoken to y'all before.
Okay.
After looking at the game, because of course a lot of y'all assumed that they were going to lose by 14. Some of y'all, I think it was Zoe, said they were going to lose by 20, which was ridiculous to me, but it is what it is. What do you think the expectation is? And I don't want to go too ahead because the coach is not going too ahead. I'm not trying to get nobody no bulletin board material.
Right.
What do you think the identity is as far as competition in the future is going to look like, potentially?
You talking about for this season for Prairie View?
Well, yeah, I don't want to go and say championship, but that's where I'm headed, if that makes any sense.
Well, okay, so let's look at it, okay? You guys have got to play Alabama A&M. You should be favored. You got to play Arkansas Pine Bluff. You should be favored big. You got to play Mississippi Valley. You guys should finish the string out, right? That should be a reasonable expectation.
Well, I agree with that. I don't want to be cocky and say we're gonna win the game.
Well, okay. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. I'm gonna be cocky because Tremaine Jackson's a friend of this show,
Yeah.
and I trust his coach. And this go no, but no. Listen to Prairie View people. I'm gonna say this again. You gotta have a level. And I said this last night. I don't care what nobody say. When you a Jackson State, a FAMU, a Central, you look at the schedule. You say these are games we should win automatically. That should be that should be the feeling. Because you know why you should have that feeling? Because that is a level of coaching and confidence that you should have. Tremaine Jackson is trying to instill that into you guys, right? So I understand you don't feel it. If that was Tremaine Jackson, I would tell you right off the rip, we winning all them games. I'm telling you, Jackson State people will say, we winning all them games. Jackson State people saying it now with a freshman quarterback. So what I'm saying to you is, you guys should win. Wait a minute. I'm gonna let you know. You guys are going to be favored in every one of those games. Those games, you all have the talent. You're more talented. You have the number one defense. You should win every one of those games. Now go ahead.
Okay, so I agree with you. I guess I was trying to not come on saying, hey, we're going to just win the game. Because, again, we played for Mississippi Valley and we lost. Just like Jackson State that y'all love to talk about and listeners love to talk and promote and do all of the stuff that they do. And Jackson State done lost the last 2 years to Grambling. So it's easy just to throw out there, oh, yeah, I'm just going to win and dismiss. But I'm just trying to be respectful and say every game is a game. But I'm saying for all of the Rockies, and I want to be like you, Mr. Campbell, and not say something crazy. That's when I didn't call in the Scotties. But for all of the naysayers, and I'll just keep it respectful and say the naysayers, keep talking that trash. Because ultimately, if Prairie View would have done the same thing that that Jackson State did, just run the ball, the game would have been damn over. And y'all can come and talk about, and I'm going to say respectfully because I don't want the guy to be hurt. I don't know what's going on with him. But y'all can talk about the body, Rocky. You and Scotty can talk about, body, but his ass was under control. And to be told, one of those touchdowns that they actually, hold on just a second. So one of the touchdowns that he actually scored, that's questionable, and it wasn't even reviewed in the stadium. But if you tell me, Rocky, you were in Vegas, that first of all, when you saw 14-0, I bet you would probably shitted on yourself because you was like, what the hell just happened? What's going on?
No, I watched the game. I was watching the game. I know what happened. I don't mean that
literally, but I'm sure. Yeah, but I'm saying nobody was expecting for them to jump on top of it.
No.
And if you take into consideration, you take all the body noise that y'all want to talk about, if Cam would just help, if he would have thrown no interception, the game would have been over.
1, 2,
it'd have been over. So, Mr. Campbell, I was trying to say respectfully, I don't want to jump over anybody. I just think I was looking at what y'all said. One particular team ran for 300 plus yards. Yeah. I cannot honestly say.
Almost 400. Let's be more accurate.
Okay, well, whatever you want to say. You can say, hey, you know what? You picked Jackson State to win the championship right now. I would probably say, which I wanted to tell you, I don't know if it was you, Mr. Campbell, or if it was Zoe that said that, hey, I'm seeing about 3 touchdowns. I couldn't even get in contact with whoever it was to say, put your money where your mouth is. But so I'll tell you, Rocky, if you think they're going to run 400 yards, I'll put my check against your check. And
wait a minute. Okay, now listen. Hold on.
Now, see,
Wait a minute, Rocky, hold on. Now, let me say something. Now, people know me. I'm a money guy. Now, you opening your mouth, I'm about to hold you accountable because I'm about to get phone numbers. Now, we about to do this. We going to do it. Now, don't come on. Because, see, one thing about me.
Well, I can say this. Hey, Mr. Campbell.
We can do $100. You want to do $100?
Listen what I'm saying. Hey, Mr. Campbell, I can tell you this. Last year, I made a bet to Perry. Yeah. I said we were going to beat Southern. I lost. I paid Perry. He got his money done. I bet the same bet to Scott. It was $50. I made the same bet that we were going to beat Grambling. Scotty, he paid me, everything went well. So if I said I was going to bet you, then we were about the same age. I'm just saying, I think we're about the same age. So I would say, all you got is your word. And I say my word is just as good as yours, Mr. Campbell. Might not be as deep pocketed as yours, but I'll say, hey, it is what it is. The point I'm just saying is, for all of the people who want to discount, because I've already tried to send Lionel a message and tell Lionel, stop, respectfully, stop talking to y'all. Let y'all talk all that noise about what Prairie View isn't and so forth and so on. You know dang well there is no way in the hell that if Jackson State threw 4 interceptions, they would win the game. There's no way in the world that y'all want to just puff up body. Let him throw 4 interceptions. Do you think y'all really are going to win the game? No. So 4 interceptions, hell, that was a lot. One of them was going in for like a touchdown or field goal within 30 seconds before halftime. But hey, we cool. Coach said, hey, you know what? We lost the game. Put that behind us. We're going to take another step, which is this weekend. Don't look over nobody. Take another step this weekend. And I will say this. This is the part that I really hate to give credit to. I don't know what's going on with the alumni. I don't know what's going on. There are some that are showing up for the game. There are some that are not showing up for the game. But, hey, I cannot make someone come to the game. All I can do is do my part. Like I hear you say, Mr. Campbell, pay my season ticket, donate my money. But I can't make people do what they don't want to do. But there are fans that support them. So, Rocky, while you going out there to Vegas looking at Jackson State and whoever the hell they was playing, your daughter, she went to Prairie View. Why you didn't come to Prairie View and support them? But keep on going. Go to Jackson State, go to Alabama State, go to all these other schools, support them. Who cares? I don't care where you go. But stop talking about PV as if we don't have a fan base. That's what pisses me off about Perry. They only talk about, and this is where I'm going to tell you, this is my last point. Rocky, you got to stop letting these fools puff you up. Perry and them wasn't talking about nothing unless they was winning. You don't see them talking shit now, do you?
They're 1-8.
Scotty
they shouldn't be.
Well, but the point is, I'm saying you new to the show, but you letting them fan base you put fire under your butt as if to say that they've been doing something. They ain't been doing shit. You got this boy Scotty wearing dresses, changing outfits like he supported every other school. Keep supporting them, Scotty. But I tell you this, I done already told alumni, don't give Scotty shit. We don't need you up here trying to promote Prairie View games. Support everybody else game but Prairie View. We don't need you. The hell with you. That's all I got to say.
All right, hey, caller.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Prairie View.
Here's the situation. Give me a little room, Mr. Campbell.
Please.
I think these Prairie View people are taking it personal, and they think it's about them. Let's be honest. Prairie View has played in 2 SWAC championships since I've been watching the SWAC. Looks like they're going to play in their 3rd. I've also witnessed Prairie View lose to Mississippi Valley State multiple times. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Campbell. If this is a different Prairie View, right, they'll win these next 3 games. Is that correct?
What did I say? What did I say?
But if it's the same old Prairie View, the one that's going to go to Jackson State and get blown out, you guys will lose 1 or maybe 2 of these games coming up, because that's what you guys have done. Like what Coach Jackson is doing isn't new to the Prairie View fan base. They have played for championships before. They have made it to championships before. In years where they made it to championships, they lost to Mississippi Valley. So let's let Coach Jackson build this thing one brick by brick. He's building it brick by brick. Only thing I'm saying about Prairie View, if you notice, I hadn't put my mouth on them at all. I just thought they would get beat by Alabama State, which they did. I thought it would be a bigger margin. I even thought that would be the case. I even bet it, and I lost. So, hey, it happens. At the end of the day, you can say what you want to about them, Cam Peters throwing 4 interceptions. If Andrew Body plays the whole game, we could play the if game till if my aunt was my uncle. You know what I mean? We could play that all day long. But the fact of the matter, guys, you guys played the game. You guys could have won the game. Unfortunately, you didn't. And you guys, fortunately, also still have a chance to play in the SWAC championship. As long as you take care of your business, y'all have it. Let me say this, Mr. Campbell. Are there 3 weaker teams you could put together to go to a championship game? Could you put together 3 weaker teams?
We're talking about the last 3 games that Prairie View has to play.
Yes.
No. That's what I'm saying. It is. That's why I told him no. And this is the no. But I want you to finish. You keep cooking.
No. So they don't have 3. They have 3 of the weakest teams you can play to go on a run to a championship. Y'all should dominate. If you are truly a championship team, you will dominate all 3 of these teams on your way into Jackson or Alabama State, whichever one you guys end up going to. And then you'll be at Coach Jackson, and this year's version of Prairie View will be able to prove to their fan base that this team is something different. I'll guarantee you this, and I have lots of friends that are Prairie View A&M alumni, have a daughter that's a student. I tell you this, if you guys make it to the SWAC championship and the Celebration Bowl, y'all won't have to worry about fans. Because one thing I know about the Prairie View folks, they got money and they can travel. So just don't worry about the fans. Just keep winning, Coach Jackson. Just keep winning, and the fans will eventually show up. What do you got to say, Campbell?
See, this is. I want to say something. And he said, "Well, Jack State lost to Grambling." Let me explain something to you about Jack State and Grambling. That's a real football rivalry. That's a real football. See, I keep telling people, the records don't win. Those 2 guys, that's football. Them G-men down I-20, when they look I-20 East, they take that personal. So you always going to have something crazy with that. Prairie View, on the other hand, Jack State ain't about to lose the Valley. Jack State ain't about to lose to Alabama A&M. Jack State ain't about to use the UAPB. They don't lose those games. So if you want to be a championship team, you should be able to look at your schedule based on who you are and say, we're going to beat those guys, and we'll see you in Jackson. So don't tell Lionel to be quiet, because this is the thing that was disappointed, and I'm going to say this. You got to understand something. We got a bad team, and we still had 13,000 people to show up against Jackson State with Florida State having their homecoming, so we couldn't get all the people in the hotel room. I tell you what, if we were at the same record that y'all had, it would have been 18,000 people in that stadium. So my thing is, you guys have got to understand, to be a championship program, it goes on alignment. What did I say? The AD, you got a great AD. You got a great coach. You getting players. You guys are working on your collective. The fans got to show up. I don't want to hear, well, you got to show up. Because when you pack that joint, it is a difference. It makes a difference. So my thing is, no, you guys should have some arrogance. Because when you have that arrogance, the fans, then that throws out the players. The players should have that arrogance. Don't players look at this and say, Coach, you're right. We're going to beat these guys' ass. We ain't losing by less. We're not winning by less than 14. So going into Jackson State, because you got to go to Jackson State now, more likely than not, or Alabama State, you're going to have to go on the road. So my thing is, again, Prairie View people, talk your talk. But here's the thing about it. You got to back your team up. Because, see, the one thing about the Rattlers, Jack State, give Grambling, because trust me, when Grambling playing them championship game, they going to be there. So you got to back it up. So I don't mind you guys getting upset and things like this. But here's the thing, Prairie View, and this goes back about, and this is your first year, so I give you grace. This is great that you guys done this. But this was your opportunity. And like you said, you threw 4 interceptions, and they lost their quarterback. That's part of being a champion and trying to be a champion. So those are things. You go back to all these teams that have won the SWAC championship in the Celebration Bowl era. They made those big plays to win championships. And I'll tell you this too: there has yet to be a team to win the SWAC championship on the road.
I'll say this, and I'm gonna say this because I'm not. He didn't say this, right? And so I'm saying this. What I'm saying is, I think Prairie View and the football team supporters have a bit of low self-esteem because of the fan bases that they're going up against, right? But I'll say this. It's okay to have low self-esteem when you're comparing yourselves to the Jackson States, when you're comparing yourselves to the FAMUs, when you're comparing yourselves to the Southerns, and you're comparing yourselves to the Gremlins. It's okay to have low self-esteem. It's okay that you guys don't have as many fans. It's okay that you guys don't have as many supporters.
Here's the messy part.
It's okay because you don't have the history that those schools have. Those schools have a multi-generational history of winning games, winning championships in black college football. Period. I'll let you. Am I wrong, Mr. Campbell? Being the historian of the show.
So again, to change the narrative, and this one saying you got 3 games. I don't know. Hey, pull up Prairie View schedule real quick, Rocky, since you got it right there. Okay. How many of those at home and how many of those on the road? That's what I'm. You just click on the team. You click on the team.
Yeah.
How many of those are on the road and how many are at home?
They got 1 on the road. The last 2 at home.
So the last 2 at home. You should pack that joint. I know it's Prime, Bluff, and Valley, but you know what? You should show your team that you are ready to support them because that's going to be that last game is going to take you then the following week to Jackson, Mississippi. Okay? So pack that stadium, put 10,000 people in that stadium, get to 10,000. I ain't trying to say 15, 20, get to 10. Let those kids know that you care. Because that means something. Hey, like I said, because, hey, man, Pacifica, listen, I'm going to tell you something. And again, this is one thing you got to give Jackson State folks credit. Hey, man, listen, they're down there in Tallahassee. It's a big third down. And the boom and the cheerleaders and them 8,000 folks that they brought down there. Defense. Tigers, defense. The players are hearing this. Okay? On the offense. That means something. That means you got support. If that 12 man is a real thing, man. When FAMU rolled up, we rolled up on Alabama State last year, and we was like, oh, we about to blow y'all out because we brought all the fans up there, and the Alabama State like, what the hell with these Rattlers? Oh yeah, defense route. That means something, man. That 12 man means something. So be the 12th man for your team. Stop talking about yesteryear. Y'all all making that money down there. I don't want to hear nothing about I live in Dallas and I live in Houston. I live here. Take your ass to the game and support your team. And when you go to the vet, get your plane ticket, Southwest flies directly from Houston, directly to Jackson. And bring you 4,000 or 5,000 fans. Your band's got to be there. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
And again, we don't, hey, Crook, we don't do none of that 12 fan slander here. We don't do that over here. We respect whatever fans. But when Prairie View they're comparing themselves to those big brand blue blood programs, you just have to understand that the history and the culture of those teams are built on winning and success. Prairie View doesn't have that depth of success that those programs have. So don't compare yourselves. Live in the moment, Prairie View. Live in no moment. Live in this amazing season that y'all having, and just enjoy it to the best of y'all ability and show up wherever you guys need to show up. Because you guys are true football fans. You got to understand that the Prairie View alumni I wouldn't consider them a football fan base and alumni. They're a great group of people, probably some of the most successful people in the HBCU culture. However, they don't have the rich history and culture that a lot of the other programs have, so they're not used to having this kind of success. And a lot of people who support the football team end up having themselves compared to those rich fan bases. And again, I don't think you guys should take anything away from that. You shouldn't have as many fans as Jackson State. You shouldn't have as many fans as Southern. You shouldn't have as many fans as Grambling. You shouldn't have as many fans as FAMU. You guys don't have the rich history and culture of those programs, and I'll move on. So we covered Alabama A&M and Grambling. Now this was kind of these two teams. Well, let me just say this: we can do these together. These were the two upsets of the week, and I'll just ask you, Mr. Campbell, which one was the bigger upset?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not shocked that Alcorn beat Texas Southern, because Texas Southern has done this several years. What they do, but for Southern to go up and lose to Arkansas Pine Bluff, and they were getting handed to them. They scored later on, and to see Arkansas Pine Bluff and Southern, I mean, I'm to me the big upset has got to be, this is like Valley beating FAMU. I'm gonna be honest with you. Southern's still Southern. I'm really disappointed that Southern just went up there, and like I say again, I'm just really shocked. I'm not shocked by Texas Southern, because Texas Southern does this every year, where a game is supposed to win, they don't win.
Yeah, I agree with you. The Southern outcome was, I expected Southern to go up there and win. I didn't get a chance to watch Perry and Scotty before our broadcast, but I would have really liked to have seen what the atmosphere was like down there, especially going into the fourth quarter where Southern was leading. I mean, where Arkansas Pine Bluff was leading 38-14 going into the fourth. Like, were there any Southern fans left in the stadium at that point?
Was there any Southern fans even there? I don't think that Jaguar Nation even traveled to that game.
And just look at this. Southern has
what happened at the Southern people? Did y'all even bring your band up there? I'm just curious. Did the jukebox even go up there? I don't think the jukebox went. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong.
And look at it. They have 3 very formidable opponents left. They could easily end this season 1. And they could end up with season could be Mississippi Valley and 11.
Let me tell you something. If that happens, and let me tell you something, and see, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. That Bayou Classic, and trust me, Grambling is looking to lay an ass whooping on Southern, because Southern has ruined their dreams several times these last couple of years. They basically got Hugh Jackson fired by winning this Bayou Classic. And Mickey Joseph from
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.